This week, we take a look at a charity Frisbee game on campus.
We tour the new BLC Fine Arts Edition.
And Rider moves up on U.S. News' top college list.
That and a jam-packed sports segment is coming up right now on the news at Rider.
Welcome, everybody. I'm JT Fetch.
And I'm Meg Straley. Earlier this month, U.S. News and World Report came out with this new list of top colleges. And impressively, Rider has moved up several spots on the list. Reporter Tara Inkin has more details on this university-wide achievement.
Recently, Rider University once again achieved the prestigious accomplishment of making the U.S. News & World Rankings report for America's best colleges. After being on the list for several years, Rider moved up 15 spots from 36 on last year's list to 21, becoming one of the top schools in the northern region of America. I got a chance to ask Dean Mayo and some current students about their opinions on this.
I think this can positively affect Rider because it'll get more people interested in the school and get more publicity, and we'll just be well known for like the great school that we are.
I think that it's a positive for everybody involved. As our rankings go up, our national stature goes up. So when you apply for a job and somebody sees you're from Rider, they know that you got a great education.
I think that it'll really make Rider's reputation a lot better because students will come and they'll know that Rider's higher on the list, so they'll want to come here.
Never going to stop trying to improve. No matter what our rank, we could be ranked #1. It's not going to stop us from trying to make changes that make Rider a better place for students and a better place educationally.
I think that people who are looking to come to Rider and it's on their list, it'll move higher up on their list and they'll probably come here over other colleges.
I think Rider will definitely continue to move up the list because we have such a great program with the education, the communication, and all the other like majors in the school. I think we'll move up just fine.
I think they're going to be confident knowing that the money they spend to come to Rider is going to be well spent in terms of career and future.
As you can see, becoming spot 21 has a positive effect for all of us here at Rider University. There's a lot of potential for the future, and we hope that our school will continue to climb up through this list. For the News at Rider, I'm Tara Inkin. Back to the studio.
I think this is great because I don't think Rider is considered a very well-known school. And this is just great because now this will help us get more well-known and get more prospective students.
You know, it's not a very well-known school outside of New Jersey, at least. And it's nice to see us being so small, so high on that list in the first place,
yeah.
And now moving up. It's nice to see that even though we're so close to Princeton, we can still kind of have our own identity and still be appreciated by U.S. News & World Report, which is pretty impressive for rating colleges and everything. So that's great to see. Last episode, we brought you coverage of Chris Christie and Mitch Daniels' visit to campus, and recently a big name from the Democratic side of politics came to visit. Former Vermont governor and 2004 presidential candidate Howard Dean came to campus on Constitution Day to speak in the Cavallo Room to students and the public. And before his speech, I got a chance to sit down with Dean where he offered insight on Chris Christie's now squashed 2012 aspirations, the college generation, and President Obama's chances of re-election.
But one thing I like about Christie is he says what he thinks. I think he would have had a really tough time in the Republican primary because you can't be a moderate in the Republican Party. You know, we need people who will say what they think. I'd be happy to debate Chris Christie anytime because you're not going to debate him on propaganda and nonsense, which is like Fox. I think he has an uphill battle. I also think he's going to win. I think the Republicans are doing everything they can to help him. I mean, here's the leader in the House who says they're not going to vote on the jobs bill. What is the #1 issue in America? Jobs. So we did a lot of work with evangelical Christians when I was in head of the DNC. Evangelical Christians over 55 get incensed about gay marriage and abortion. Evangelical Christians under 35 care deeply about poverty, climate change, and at the time we did the polling, Darfur. Now, that's a hallmark of your generation. It doesn't matter whether you're an evangelical Christian or you're a secular activist. So there's commonality in your generation that doesn't exist in my generation. And I think when your generation takes over, as you're beginning to, because you were, frankly, mostly responsible for electing Barack Obama, and as you start to get into these positions, this polarization is going to go away because your generation is not going to put up with it.
So yeah, it was a great experience to interview Howard Dean. I got to talk to Mitch Daniels last week, big Republican, and now Howard Dean, so it was good to get both sides. Obviously, very different opinions on how the election should turn out in 2012 and very different opinions on political issues. But it's good that I got to talk to those people, and then everyone at Rider got to see both sides. Very big name Republican, and then a very big name Democrat. So it was really cool to see.
And you mentioned to me before we started filming this that Howard Dean had said something funny in his 2004 presidential candidate. What was that?
I believe it was "Byaw."
Interesting. And now to a controversial campus story involving a professor using the N-word in a classroom setting. This has prompted a discussion on the use of the word, which led reporter Jaleesa James to go out and get some reactions from students. Here she is with more.
For many years, there has been a looming controversy surrounding the use of the N-word. Should the word be accepted or should it be banned? I went out to see what Rider University students think.
I think that the N-word should not be used because it holds on to both the positive and the negative. Even though we've tried to make it into something positive, it still keeps alive the negative connotation. And to just dissipate all of that, we should just not use it at all.
Some think using the word is wrong. How would you feel about the word being acceptable in one race and not the other?
I'll be upset. That's dumb. It's just like saying, okay, me and my friends can curse each other out, but I don't want anybody else cursing us out. Why would you want that?
Language can be an action. Language can be pretty powerful. It's the vehicle with which we express our ideas.
What about the power of language in hip-hop? I sat down with Professor Burton to get his take on the issue.
I guess my main feeling about the N-word is that it's a really powerful word, and that's sort of its main characteristic. Its use in hip-hop is because of how powerful it is. Artists know that by using this word, they're tapping into a history that makes people uncomfortable. Actually, one of my favorite uses of the N-word in hip-hop is a David Banner song called "Riding." There's a verse in it from Talib Kweli. One of the things he says is, why do I call myself this? Why would I refer to myself this way? Because, of course, it has this history of abuse and harm. He says, so why would I call myself this? It's because white people are afraid of me. Like, they called me that because they were scared of me. When that group that was originally harmed by that word takes it on, one of the things Talib Kweli is saying is, now I have the power of all the things that are fearful in that word.
We must make the decision every day to consider the things that we say, whether it be in music or face-to-face interaction. This was Jaleesa James with the news at Rider.
I think that a teacher using the N-word, it's such a strong word, especially in a classroom setting, it's absolutely shocking. It's just, I couldn't believe that a teacher actually said that to a student.
Yeah, and you'd think with that being a professor in a classroom setting in front of so many other people, they would kind of have more judgment about what to say and just not want to offend people, because it is a strong word and it can cause some pretty bad reaction. I just hope that professor, if they do return to campus, I'm not sure what's going on with them now, but if they do return to teaching, that they pay a little bit more mind to what they say in a classroom setting, because it will get out, that's for sure. Well, Apple, America, and no doubt the world has lost a big innovator in the death of Steve Jobs. From the original Macintosh to the newly unveiled iPhone 4S, Jobs has had a hand in creating some of the most successful and recognizable devices on the market today. Reporter Jim Vassell took a look back at Jobs' legacy and the indelible mark he left on the world.
He was the first person who told us to think different. That quirky, innovative, energetic man wearing a black turtleneck and blue jeans, who founded a computer company in 1976 that would reach unthinkable heights, creating products that exceeded the bounds of technology. Stephen Jobs, founder of Apple Computers, passed away Wednesday, October 5th, 2011, due to complications with pancreatic cancer. He was 56 years old.
Steve Jobs was a pioneer in the computer industry, with the goal of engineering technology that was once only available to elite executives and making it available to everyone. Steve had a knack with nonconformity, redefining and reinventing the home computer, and eventually creating tech gadgets such as the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. By creating these products, not only did he change the way people lived their lives, he changed the world. Steve had battled pancreatic cancer for nearly 7 years, being very quiet and conservative about his illness. I met with some Rider students who not surprisingly felt saddened by Steve's loss.
I think he left such a great program with the Apple, it has created so many opportunities for so many different people. There's so many different things that have been created through the Apple, the laptops, the iPods, the phones, everything. He left such a powerful company. It shows that like you really can have so much money, but like really what you do with your life and the time that you live, you don't have that much, so you might as well just go out and do everything that you have right now.
I know I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, and I love it. Well, I feel like everyone wants to think different now, like go out of the norm, and like Mac is so much different than like PC, so he really did think different.
I mean, it is a real tragedy that he passed away. I mean, just like any other like great inventor or great businessman that he was, it is a real tragedy that he passed away. I hope that Apple can go through this, even though I know that he stepped down as CEO, so that this doesn't directly affect them, but I'm sure that Apple will be going through some issues with this regardless. And it will definitely affect the productivity of like their workers and their employees. Because I mean, he was, from what my understanding is, that he was a very influential person throughout the entire company. He was a greatly respected person throughout the entire company.
It seems that every so often, there comes the unexpected death of an individual that shakes the world we live in. John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., Princess Diana, Tim Russert, Michael Jackson, and Billy Mays, just to name a few. Easily one of the world's most influential people, Steve Jobs was a trailblazer of his own time, leading the way for millions to follow. His legacy will be endured so long as we continue to use his computer technology. For the News at Rider, I'm Jim Vassell.
And you look at that. Look at all the things he's had a hand in, Steve Jobs. He left Apple. Apple almost went bankrupt, and he returned. And then they came out with the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod, the MacBook. The list goes on. So many people have them around campus. You see all those white earbuds. You see everyone with an iPhone or an iPod, or both of them. It's just amazing that now Apple has sort of become its own thing in America. You don't search for something on the web. You Google it. You don't copy something. You Xerox it. And I think Apple has kind of done that in the realm of technology.
Without Steve Jobs, I swear that the technology would not be easy to use at all. Some other iPod-like devices are extremely hard to use. Some of my friends have them, and it's just so weird to me. And with an iPod, you just press play, you just download the songs from iTunes. It's so easy. He just makes it simple for us.
Absolutely. It's going to be really missed, and we'll see how Apple does without him.
Yep. One of the newest additions to campus was months in the making, and if you were here during the spring semester, you know what I'm talking about. The new building. Reporter Ray Stratus got the chance to check it out, and also got an exclusive interview with Rider President Rosansky.
Good day, everyone. I'm Ray Stratus, standing here in front of the new academic building where students and faculty got the opportunity to start off the 2011 school year in style. Covering almost 21,000 square feet, the new academic building, now entitled North Hall, was part of the $13 million project designed by the Spitzel Architectural Group, an award-winning architectural and sustainable design service based in Trenton, New Jersey. North Hall is the first academic building to be built on the Lawrenceville campus since Swaggart Hall in 1988.
I think North Hall, was a great addition to Rider. A lot of the buildings on campus are outdated, so it really looks nice here, and I really think it'll help bring in prospective students.
North Hall was awarded silver certification by Leadership in Energy and Environment Design, put in place by the United States Green Building Council.
Not only does it have the advantage of 9 additional classrooms and several seminar rooms, and now to have the history and philosophy faculty resident there. But we're so pleased to be able to say that it's a LEED certified building. It meets ecological needs. In fact, it passes the standards at silver LEEDs at minimum.
The brick courtyard exterior of North Hall utilizes high-end energy-efficient bulbs that illuminate the area in the night sky.
I feel like North Hall is both a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's great that there's more room for classes and less congestion in buildings. But at the same time, I feel like the money could have been spent on better things, like now you've got more room for students, but less room for them to park over in the parking lot. The new hall features 9 state-of-the-art classrooms, 2 seminar rooms, 16 faculty and department offices, and a multi-purpose conference room.
They are small in size, and it reflects the reality that we want there to be a close relationship and interaction between faculty and students. None of those classes take more than about 40 to 50 students in size. So that it has tremendous benefits for our student community, and I've heard from many students who have told me that they love those classes when they're taught in that particular building.
Construction of the $13 million project began in May of 2010. President Rosansky stated that the majority of the funds were accumulated through the donations of alumni and past presidents of Rider University. North Hall officially opened during Cranberry Fest on September 13th, so why not come down and take a look? I'm Ray Strasis, back to you.
The new building is just so clean. It just looks so clean and crisp, and just the design is amazing, and even smells new on the inside, which is awesome because most of our buildings are quite a bit older.
Yeah, and I hope it stays that way with the new feel. I have 2 classes there. I have a night class and I have a philosophy class on Fridays there. And it's so different when you walk in there because you have the fountain out front. Seems like there's a bathroom nearby every classroom, which is great. There's new printing stations. Everything just works. And it's definitely a great addition to campus. I'm glad I have a couple classes in there. And we do have that new building, some new parking, and we also have a fine arts addition to the BLC Theater. To find out more about it, I went over and checked out the changes. And some were easy to see, some were not. Take a look. Well, there were a lot of changes on campus over the summer, but behind me is one of the most prominent, the new BLC Theater. The new Performing Arts addition to the theater is a welcome new extension of the Lawrenceville campus's presentation facilities and features new offices for Westminster faculty along with cosmetic renovations to the theater's seating and the stage. Students were excited to be able to attend the new events that are scheduled for this fall.
I'm very excited. I'm happy to see that we're going to have new plays, new productions, and definitely new events like Illusionists and Hypnotists coming to our school.
The construction, which took place over the spring semester as well as this past summer, was completed on schedule and on time for the addition's dedication on the same day as the new academic building. The set shop is new, and so are the rehearsal halls and the new office for the Arts Administration Association. They serve as a bridge between the Lawrenceville and Westminster campuses.
We moved the Arts Administration equipment to this new space. It's our new Arts Administration Center. It's a really good space. It gives us more room to get things going. We have an Arts Administration Association, so we use this to kind of plan out our activities.
One of the first big events for the renovated theater this fall was on September 22nd when Chris Christie and Mitch Daniels came to speak on campus. With the construction done, there will only be more events to look forward to. For the news at Rider, I'm JT Fetch. Anyway, now it's time for another look at what's going on in the world of fashion, entertainment, and technology.
Let's toss it over to Sabrina for more.
Sabrina Safran here with this week's latest fashion trends. Here on campus, there are many looks that have started off the school year on a stylish note. Rain boots have especially left an impression on students. Reporter Melissa Cassiars has more on the story.
Hey fellow Bronx, this is Melissa coming your way with the new fall fashion trends. What's in right now during this rainy weather is UGG boots and colorful rain boots. So I'm here with Nicole and she is one of the only people wearing rain boots today. So Nicole, where'd you get your rain boots?
I got them from the bookstore.
What do you like about them?
They're pink and purple and match my outfits, and they keep my legs and feet dry, especially when there's huge puddles around campus.
Well, thank you. Hey, so we're back with more fall fashions, and Ileana has really nice shoes today. And where'd you get them?
I got them at Nordstrom.
Oh, I love that store.
I think they're Minnetonkas, something like that.
Well, they're very nice. French is very in right now.
Yeah, they're about the same price as like Uggs too. So.
All these rain boots and Uggs and these clips are really in right now. Zebra print and polka dots will never go out of style. Flower print rain boots are a great way to brighten up any outfit and still keep dry. And just a simple pair of Uggs will go with absolutely every outfit. Thanks for watching the news at Rider.
With school in full swing, fall is here and making an impact on how we dress. So how might one trade in their summertime style for a sophisticated fall look? I found out just how from some very chic fashionistas.
It's that time of year again. Classes have started and the weather is constantly changing. But when the weather's not making a statement, the looks of fashionistas are, nationwide and across Rider's campus. So how might one adapt their bright summer wardrobe to fit fall's neutral tones?
I read a lot of newspapers and magazines and websites, and they say to use a lot of your dresses and skirts and stuff and use it with like a different blazer or a cardigan or maybe with some cute chunky boots or something like that, just to make your money's worth out of your clothing.
Basically, with the summer things, like for instance, now I have a t-shirt on, I just put a cardigan over it, or I'll put a sweater or any type of thing like that, and just try to use it without spending new money, seeing that we are college students. I usually wear a lot of sandals and things during the summer. More boots, yeah, I would say more towards the winter and everything like that. I try the classic, like, girly thing, but I also like the little sneakers and everything every now and then, just if it gets cold and things like that.
Does color also make a difference to you?
I wear gray all the time, so it's nice for me to find some pieces that are different colors, maybe blues and pinks and greens and stuff like that, and I wear most of that during the summer.
Where do you go shopping to get all these wonderful pieces that you can mix and match? What kind of stores have the best stuff for that?
I actually shop a lot at J. Crew because you get the 15% off with your student ID. So for me, that's the most worth it. And I go to Bloomingdale's and I shop at Forever 21, and I like online shopping a lot.
And how about that old saying, not to wear white after Labor Day? What do you think?
If you're wearing jeans that are white, you can't really wear them all the time during the summer because it's too hot, they don't go with everything. So, I mean, it would be nice to bring them into the winter and the fall. During the fall and winter, I wear tons of gray and black and white.
I don't care. As long as this looks good, then it doesn't matter. I wear whatever. I don't really, right after Labor Day, sometimes I can't even remember where Labor Day was, so it is whatever.
In addition to Ryder's on-campus trendsetters, celebrity fashion designer and reality TV star Lauren Conrad knows a thing or two about creating a fresh look for every season.
Best piece of fashion advice is to dress to flatter your body type. Different trends are meant for different people. I think that's probably the biggest mistake people make. You know, there's certain things that I just can't wear, and I try them on, they don't look good, and move on to the next trend. There's a million of them out there.
Some trends include adding a tote bag with a chic hat for a more sophisticated fall look, pairing up summertime tank tops and light-colored shorts with dark leggings and cardigans, and for a more bold look, a splash of animal print is always an attention grabber. Meanwhile, be sure to look out for LC's new fashion line, only available at Kohl's stores. For the news at Ryder, I'm Sabrina Safran.
In this week's entertainment news, 3D technology is becoming the topic of conversation among college students nationwide. Reporter Jim Vassell has come across the most recent 3D gadget that has many people talking.
Hey Ryder, do you remember those times as a kid whenever you went to see a 3D movie, you'd have to wear those silly looking red and blue 3D glasses? Well, since that time, 3D technology has grown tremendously. As you can see, our 3D glasses aren't even red and blue anymore. But there's one piece of 3D technology out there that may surprise you.
It's a smartphone called the HTC Evo 3D. This phone lets you capture 3D still shots as well as videos, and even lets you play games and watch full-length movies in beautiful 3 dimensions. The phone creates and renders stunning 3D images using its dual 5-megapixel cameras. The user can toggle between 2D and 3D mode while shooting or filming. The end result is a deep, sharp 3D image that does not require 3D glasses. You'll be amazed as 3D games and movies come to life right before your eyes. This is all made possible by its lightning-fast dual-core processor, giving you instant access to your 3D content without having to wait for it to load. You won't be able to see it on your television screen, but the 3D pictures on the Evo 3D look fantastically real and gives incredible depth and perspective to any image. I wanted to go out and capture a Ryder student's first reaction to this incredible phone, a student that had never seen this before.
That is sick. Wow. That is pretty cool. It looks like it's like real life right there.
Describe the kind of 3D it is compared to like the movie theater 3D.
It's more like popping up at you without having glasses on. I mean, it actually looks like it's a real life image. Like you're actually there in front of it and not actually just watching someone on the screen.
Let's see his reaction to a homemade 3D movie.
Oh. Looks like it's coming right at you.
If you are interested in buying this phone, the Evo 3D is available through Sprint and costs $200 with a new 2-year contract. For the news at Ryder, I'm Jim Vassell.
In other news, the hit television series 2.5 Men premiered the first episode of Season 9 on September 19th in hopes of higher ratings despite the absence of former cast member Charlie Sheen. Since then, much has been said regarding new cast member Ashton Kutcher, not only from viewers but also from the CBS network itself. I managed to gain more insight on the story.
Okay, Walden Schmidt. It is time to start your new life as a single man in Malibu. Hello? Dad?
Two and a Half Men premiered its new season with new cast member Ashton Kutcher on Monday, September 19th on CBS. Those who have been longtime fans of the series were faced with saying goodbye to longtime character Charlie Parker, played by Charlie Sheen, and with saying hello to Walden Schmidt, a new character played by Kutcher.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Creators of the show kicked off this season with Charlie Parker's funeral as a way for viewers to accept Sheen's absence on the series.
I think we can all agree that Charlie lived life to its fullest and gave it everything he had.
Gave me herpes.
His demise was also used as a transition into a new direction for the series. So what did Sheen have to say regarding his replacement?
Ashton, looks like a movie star, great comedic timing, tons of charm. He's just got the whole package for, I think, keeping this thing moving forward. Maybe not always in the direction we were traveling, but it's a different show.
Sheen's character was last seen on the show when he was caught cheating on his new fiancée. Though it was his last appearance on Two and a Half Men, Sheen expresses happiness for Kutcher.
This opportunity showed up, and the guy's got kids and a wife and, and the mouths to feed, and an opportunity to take his career in a different direction. I can't help but just completely root for the guy because I have a place in my heart for what I left behind and how I left it behind. And a lot of those elements are still intact, so for him to step in there, I'm really curious how it's all going to take shape.
Meanwhile, Kutcher had gotten himself into some trouble with CBS after the second episode of the new season was aired. In this scene, Kutcher is holding a laptop encased with decals that are logos of companies in which he is financially connected to. CBS was not aware of his cunning scheme to advertise these companies while filming that particular episode. As a result, the network has stated that his action, quote, was not part of any advertising transaction with CBS, end quote. Though Kutcher had gotten away with the free advertising for one episode, CBS asked him to remove the logos from his laptop for any future episodes. Almost 30 million people watched the Season 9 premiere, which is the biggest audience that the show has ever had. For now, the future of this series seems bright. Be sure to catch new episodes of Two and a Half Men on CBS Mondays at 9. For the News at Ryder, I'm Sabrina Safran.
And now for this week's Movie of the Week with reporter Ashley Monahan.
Ashley Monahan here with the News at Ryder's Movie of the Week. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for a movie that merits the end of civilization. That being said, this week's movie is none other than the action thriller Contagion. At first, I was reluctant to see the film strictly based on what I thought was an intensely lame titled movie. However, I was proven wrong, and the movie turned out to be rather exciting and gave me an urge to want to wash my hands at least 6 times a day. Starring famous actors such as Matt Damon, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kate Winslet, the film was just what the doctor ordered. Well, at least thanks to what the doctors ordered in the film to help stop the global pandemic. So before I give away too many secrets, that's all for movie drama this week. And now back to JT.
Well, recently there was a charity Frisbee event on campus, and reporter Diane Jebbia went to find out more about it and also talk to some of the students that played in it. Okay, now
Hey Ryder Bronx, Diana here, and today I'm headed over to the Frisbee field to bring you all the information on Ryder is for the Children. That's a Frisbee game that will be played for charity, so stay tuned to find out how you can get involved.
The Ryder Ultimate Frisbee team is holding a charity game on Saturday, October 8th, 2011 to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club of America. I caught up with the team's captain, Matt Barron, and President Ruben Martinez to find out more about the event.
This tournament is for the Boys and Girls Club of America. Basically what we wanted this tournament to do is we wanted to do after-school programs with Frisbee. Obviously because that's our passion, to play Frisbee and just enjoy the game of Frisbee.
Not only can people watch this event, but everyone is encouraged to get involved and actually play in the game too.
We are inviting schools from all over to come play. Kids from all those schools are playing. A hat tournament is basically you come as an individual, and then we put you on random teams, and then you play with those people. So it's a great way to meet people, to basically learn Frisbee if you've never played before.
The team encourages everyone to participate, whether you have experience playing or not. If you're interested in playing or if you have any questions, email riderultimate@gmail.com. The fee for playing is $10 and will be charged through PayPal. All proceeds will go to charity. That's all for now. See you next week.
Now over to Milty and Petra with weather.
Summer may be gone, but this weekend is going to be warm and sunny. There will be clear skies on Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the high 70s to about the low 80s. Now let's take a look at the forecast for this week. You'll still get a summery feel on Monday and Tuesday with sunny skies and high temperatures from the mid-70s to about 82 degrees. Later on in the week, however, you might want to grab an umbrella and a light jacket. There will be showers from Wednesday to Friday with temperatures in the low 70s and 60 degrees on Friday. Now that's all for weather. Now back to JT and Meg.
Well, there have been a lot of new developments recently in rider sports, from cross country to men and women's soccer.
That's right, Meg. It's time now to send it over to Jimmy and Ashley for a jam-packed Rider Bronx sports segment.
Thanks, JT. Hi, I'm Ashley Monahan.
And I'm Jim Vassell, and it's time for the latest in rider sports.
It sure is, Jim. But before we get into the big bad Bronx, we have a huge announcement for everyone here at Rider. The newly re-established Trenton Titans have just recently decided to make Rider their affiliates and have our radio station, 107.7 The Bronx, as their flagship station.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jed Weisberger. I'm the Director of Media Relations for the Trenton Titans, and our slogan, "We are back are you," after not being here for several years, the Titans have returned to Trenton, and with the Titans returning to Trenton, we certainly have to return to the radio, and we feel very happy and very privileged to form a partnership that we're going to announce today. I would also like to say Daryl Dobos, who is familiar to many people in Rider, will be our play-by-play announcer. Daryl had some work commitments today with the switch in the time, and he was unfortunately unable to attend, but in the releases are plenty of quotes from Daryl and background information on him. But we're looking forward to a terrific set of broadcasts from 107.7 The Bronx, and we're proud to have them as our partner.
I love the fact that we're going to be working with the students. You know, there's a lot of stations that we could have went with. There's a lot of people that asked us to work with them. The thing that really enticed me of coming here is that I want to work with the students. I want them to learn how to engineer games. I want them to learn how to be broadcasters. I want them to come work with the Titans when the time comes. We're talking about putting together a coaches show. If we put together a coaches show, we would have a student be the host of that. That to me is a big deal. I came up through the ranks of taking internships and getting involved in sports, and it's a tough niche market to get into. And if we, as the Titans, can help do that with the station, then I'm all for that. We said, you know what? This station is special. There's not, it's not your typical station in the basement of a building. They're really getting out and doing things. So when I took over the Titans, it only made sense for us to go to Moses, and people called us to ask us what to do, but I didn't return their calls, and I went directly to John and I said, let's put together this deal so we can get it out there and go. We're very excited to be with the Bronx 107.7. We're excited to be working with the students. We are a community team, and I know John sat up here and talked a lot about community and what he's doing to get back into the community. I think that was lost a little bit in the past with the team. It will not be lost with us. We are a community team. We will be in the community. We will be doing a lot of grassroots things. And this is just a huge step for us in that direction.
Seriously, I think this is one of the biggest sports moments to ever hit Rider.
No doubt about that, Ashley. The Trenton Titans are back. No longer the Trenton Devils, they're the Trenton Titans. A lot of great memories, especially the 05 Kelly Cup win. But just the fact that 107.7 The Bronx is the official station of the Titans now, that's huge. This is the first time ever that that's happened, and we're really proud to be the affiliate of the Titans.
We definitely are, and I was able to do an interview with the president of the Trenton Titans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rich Lisk. He's a really great guy, and he had nothing but good things to say about Rider. But the thing he was impressed with the most with us was that everything is student-based and student-run. He gives Rider a lot of credit. I mean, in the end, it really is all about the students.
I agree. We're proud to be their affiliates.
Yes.
Aside from Rider soccer and tennis, One other fall sports team is stepping up to be a competitive force in the MAC Conference this year. Reporter Julian Shutt met with the 2011 cross-country team at practice this week.
I'm Julian Shutt, covering the men's and women's cross-country team as they gear up for their MAC championship. The 2011 cross-country team is one of the largest Rider has seen in a while, with 15 women and 20 men. Whether it's running, hydrating, stretching, or core, this team is doing everything in its power to stay healthy and compete at the top level. The women are training harder than ever this year to reach their goal of top 3 at the MAC championship.
I don't think that top 2 is out of the question if we get everybody healthy and everybody hits on that day. I think that's a reasonable goal, and that's something I've talked to the women about, that we're one of the best teams we've ever had here, but we have to, on paper is one thing, is actually getting out there and doing it is a whole different story.
The men's team is determined to stay competitive after losing 2 of their top guys from last year.
Last year, we had real studs, and so they'd be out there, and then there's a huge gap between the people we have now. Now I feel like we're able to consolidate our team a lot more, where we have on gaps of like 5-10 seconds between 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and things like that. So I feel as long as we use the really solid runners that we have right now and just bring them together, we can really be very effective.
Head coach Bob Hamer tries to keep his team motivated and working hard so they can reach their full potential and become a force to be reckoned with.
We work on our core, do some leg lifting, some bounding, some plyometrics, things like that. And all that stuff comes together to hopefully get them ready for the the championship part of the season.
The team has implemented a new 12-minute core strengthening exercise into their routine that includes planks, suitcase crunches, and push-ups in hopes of gaining an edge on their competition.
I think I'm in a lot better shape this year than I have been before. We had a big workout last week that I really could measure myself up against previous years. So,
for more information on the cross-country team, you can visit the Rider Athletic webpage at gobronx.com. The Rider Bronx have 2 meets before their MAC championship where they can measure themselves up against the competition. I'm Jillian Shutt saying good luck to the Bronx.
So Ashley, the cross-country team looks really good. Coach Bob Hamer said it himself. He said that this is one of the best teams that he's coached so far, but on paper. See, that you can't really go by on paper what you see on paper in sports. What do you think?
Well, we watched the video of them training, and they look really ready and really motivated. And I think that we'll just have to wait and see what the season brings.
Absolutely.
Moving away from Rider sports, I was able to attend the Trenton Titans' second training camp session last week. Our new affiliates were working harder than ever to get ready for the Elmira Jackals, and what I'm sure will be an intense first preseason matchup.
The Trenton Titans were rigorously practicing to get ready for their first exhibition match during their second day of training camp. The Titans training camp kicked off Saturday, October 1st, and they've been hard at work getting ready for their new season ever since. In their 2004-2005 season, the Titans defeated the Florida Everblades to win the Kelly Cup. 6 years since that season, the team not only underwent an unstable name change from the Trenton Titans to the Trenton Devils, but also did not make it to the Kelly Cup finals at all. With their true name reestablished, the Titans seek to make their reputation and their season unforgettable. Dave Caruso, first-round goaltender for the Titans, spoke about his hockey upbringings and his expectations for the new season. This is Ashley Monahan here with goaltender Dave Caruso with the Trenton Titans. Dave, so how did you get started? Where'd you go to college? What was basically your beginnings of hockey?
Well, I grew up on Long Island until I was 7 years old. My uncle played college hockey, Division III-4 team in Connecticut. So he kind of got me started in hockey. From 9 months old, I was shooting oranges and apples in the kitchen on my great-grandmother, and just kind of loved the game, and went from there. After 7, moved down to Georgia. Georgia's not typically a hotbed of hockey, but continued playing there. And when I turned 18, I played some junior hockey in Boston, and then from there got recruited to play college hockey at The Ohio State University. And from there, played 4 years there. We won a CCHA championship, and after college there, signed with my hometown team, the Atlanta Thrashers, for a year. And after that, signed with the Devils. And past 4 years, I was playing with the Devils organization, either in Trenton or Lowell or Albany. And then this year, signed on with Vince, who I'm very familiar with, and Trenton, what I'm familiar with. I'm excited to come, and they had a really good, rich history prior to the Devils, and I'm excited to hopefully get back to that.
Okay, and do you have any expectations for the upcoming season?
I just want to continue to improve and hopefully maybe get a call-up or down here play as best as I can and maybe try to win a championship. I really wanted to come to a good team, and that's what I told Vinny at the start of the year. I want to go to a playoff team and hopefully win a championship, because the past 4 years I really didn't have a taste of that. So I think that would be exciting. My first year pro we did, and it was really exciting. So it was a good time. So that's what we're working towards this year.
Caruso's first year with the Trenton Titans, or rather the Trenton Devils, was the 2007-2008 season. Since then, he has a total of 2,975 saves and has only allowed 295 goals in his 103 games played with the Titans. The Titans' first exhibition game will be against the Elmira Jackals, which will ironically be their opponents for their first real game of the season. The preseason game will take place Friday, October 7th, while the regular season game will be a week later on Friday, October 14th.
Now, working for the Titans is a great experience, and I've never seen a team work so hard during training. It proves that, you know, the Titans really want it this year.
Absolutely, and let me tell you, I've been a big fan of the Titans ever since they've established their franchise here in Trenton. I was actually at Game 5 of the 05 Kelly Cup Finals, where they beat the Florida Everblades 5-2 to go to Florida to finish off the win for the Cup. But it was amazing. I still have a lot of memories of seeing Scott Bertoli skate across the ice and Andrew Allen behind the net. You know, once again, we're really excited to be the affiliate of the Trenton Titans here at Rider University.
We sure are, and you know, it's the Trenton Titans, as the coach said. It's the Trenton Titans, not the Trenton Devils.
Absolutely. It's almost that time of year again. The Rider women's basketball team is back to full practice, and the Lady Broncs are poised to rise to the top of the MAC Conference this year with an experienced squad. Reporter Tiffany Irvin met with the players and coaches this week to give us all the latest.
Hi, this is Tiffany Irvin. I'm here with the News at Rider. Having just interviewed the head coaches, a couple players, and a few fans of the girls basketball team, they were talking about the upcoming 2011-2012 basketball season. It seems that everybody's pretty excited. Let's check it out. This year, the Rider women's basketball team has been putting forth a tremendous effort in preparation for the upcoming season. With the struggles of past years behind them, all the women are ready to put their best foot forward.
We were very young last year with no seniors. We had a very young, more immature group. This year, we have a great senior class. We have a very solid junior class. We have upperclassmen that kind of understand the system, understand the expectations we have for them, understand, you know, the work ethic and discipline that they have to bring on the court every day, and then the younger kids are starting to follow. So it's been exciting to watch.
Hopes for this season, obviously, to win a lot of games, as it is every season, but it's to continue the process that we've started, and you know, just showing up every day, ready to roll, being more competitive each day, and you know, just everyone taking that next step of maturity and bringing their game to the next level.
Being an upperclassman, I'm looking forward to leading my team and a lot more wins.
I'm looking forward to this year's upcoming season, one, because they have so many returning players. They finally have a couple of seniors that can like take control and command the floor, and definitely because of all the new people that they have. I'm excited to see how they fit into the group.
And I hope that this year we can get a lot more hype going about the team and a lot more people to attend the games, so they'll just be a more lively environment.
I think everyone has the same goal. Everyone wants to make those who doubt us believe, and like basically know what we're capable of, because we know what we're capable of. We just have to show it to everyone else.
Everyone's pretty excited about the upcoming 2011-2012 girls basketball season. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you guys in the Alumni Gym. This has been Tiffany Irvin with the News at Rider.
So Ashley, the Rider women's basketball team looks really good this year. They look especially really excited to get some wins this year. They look really hungry. I'm really excited for this season. I really can't wait. What about you?
Well, I'm excited as well, and people need to realize that the women want everything just as much as the men do. They work just as hard, and they want to win just as much. So when it comes to following both teams, everyone needs to realize that the women do everything just like the men, and they should follow the women just as much as the men. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you'll see us both at the season opener.
You sure will.
For more information on Rider Sports, please visit GoBronx.com.
That's all for sports this week, and now back to JT and Meg.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.
And please don't forget to check out our website at RiderUniversityNetwork.com. See you all next week.